You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi, good evening all. Welcome to the Sabres Zone, the video on the channel, if you're new here, that discusses what one of you had to say. So let's talk about what one of you had to say. I'm going to show you guys a clip because I do think we should talk about this topic. Here it is. Okay, shout out goes to Joseph Jakabek. Sorry, Joseph, if I botch that name. I know I botch your name every time when I call you out here. So shout out goes to Joseph, and Joseph came up with a good clip, interesting one, guys. He goes, "I am glad you mentioned UPL. I have a feeling he gets slammed all the time for his play." You don't have a feeling, you're right. Whereas Levi becomes a darling of all the fans and always gets a benefit of the doubt. Early in his career, keep that in mind, Joseph. I believe UPL still has an upside, and I would not be even remotely surprised if he will be one of those late bloomers. He has a frame, size, and abilities to become an elite goalie. The time will tell. Joseph makes good points here, guys. I want to look at this before I put it down. Now, whereas Levi has become the darling of all the fans, that's because he's come right in as some of us expected. Not the ones that thought he should get time in the minors. I wasn't one of those fans myself. I believe Devin Levi is so mentally strong, we've hit the jackpot. So let's leave that on the table. And always gets the benefit of the doubt. I think in time, if Levi starts to be inconsistent, that's a big if, but if he does, that'll disappear. Sabres fans are knowledgeable. They know the game. As for UPL having an upside, we seen some games last year, Joseph, okay? We did see some games last year. Guys, there were many games last year that UPL looked good. I won't pretend he didn't look good in some games. And Joseph, the problem with that is putting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games together in a row like that was almost impossible for UPL, I believe, emotionally, in his head. I agree with his frame, his size, even some of his abilities. His legs look quick. He just seems to have too many holes when he's not in the right frame in here. I think the problem's in his noodle, really. Nothing else, you know? Maybe something like a sports psychologist. I don't know. I'm not one of these guys that believe in like all this stuff. But hey, man, you know, like it helped Fleury. Fleury, guys, was a mess in his 20s. You know, people like Marc-Andre Fleury. He wasn't like a Hall of Fame goalie in his 20s, no chance. No, you guys remember how bad he was? He was like a joke that he was picked number 1 overall at one time. But then when he hit his 30s, he became way better of a goalie. So UPL could be one of those guys. Here's the problem, Joseph, okay? As much as I agree with this, we don't have the time. We don't have the time to give this guy years to get his game together. We don't have the time. You know, if he could just be a good backup for now. Like this year, if Levi goes in and he does, let's say, 50 games and UPL wins the backup job, because he has to win it. He has to win it over Comrie. He hasn't got it won yet. But if he, let's say, wins the backup job, okay? If he goes in nets and he gives us, guys, I'm just telling you, a solid season. And by solid, I mean like a 905 save percentage. If he could give us something like that, 908, 905, it doesn't even have to be 910. And he could have a goals against average of something like 290, somewhere in that ballpark, you know? Because I think goals against are going to go down this year for the goalie. So I'm hoping that if UPL's the backup, he just has respectable backup numbers. And then there's time for him to develop again, because we can't give this guy years more to get ready. We just can't. He's out of time. So I believe this year he's out of time. He has to show us something so soon And that's why I think if it was up to me, the next two games, I would give UPL full 60 minutes each night. Give him the chance. Guys, if he's going to hang himself, let him. Let him have the... We shouldn't hang him. Let him do it to himself. If let's say he goes and he has two lousy efforts, then maybe he's just not psychologically ready for this kind of pressure at this level. And maybe he will be, like Joseph's saying, in the future. But right now is my concern with UPL. So if UPL can just get something started, some momentum. Last year, I remember the games. I remember him looking great some nights, just really. And then there'd be a disappointing effort followed. I did a video, I don't know if you've seen it, Joseph, on his numbers, his consistency, and he did hit one string of consistent goaltending for about 5 games it was. I think it was 5. Might be 6. Anyway, he hit that string of games where he was winning, okay? But there was some games also he let in like 3 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals. Too often, you know, for me, when you're a repeat offender with 3 or 4 goals a game against, we have to do something. We can't just pretend it's not happening. I don't want it to cost us, is what I'm saying, if we give this young man another chance this year. And the truth is, I think he's going to get it. You know, I do. As much as I'd like to see us get a vet with Levi, I think Adams might be set in his mind that he's going to go with UPL and Levi. He's going to go with the young tandem, you know. Something else I want to actually mention when I do my nightcap video. I'm going to do another video after this one, guys. And the youth, you know, the youth is still alive and well in Buffalo, right? So this guy, if he could just take it up a notch, wouldn't that be a blessing this year? You know, it's not something any of us that are doubting him, me being one of them, really, doubting him, are expecting is for this guy to pull up his socks and really slap together a good season. Because if he does that, wow, we've got depth in nets all of a sudden, you know, because we have, as far as I'm concerned right now, one NHL caliber goalie that I trust, and that's Devin Levi. But if UPL could ever really just take it up a notch this year, don't be the same goalie as last year. Yes, give us the games. Give us the good games. There was games. No doubt that he looked really good last year. But give us more of those in a row. And give us something where the fans are saying, wow, like, good thing we didn't trade this guy. That's what I want to hear this year. If UPL stays on a team, I want to see fans like me regret saying get rid of him before move him. Now's the time to move him. I want to regret that thinking in the future this year. And if we can get that out of this kid this year, I'll be thrilled with it, guys. Really. Because what a blessing that would be to have two young goalies really take this team under its belt and secure us in nets this year. And I don't want to just blame our defense, though. That's lame. No. They left Devin Levi out to dry last year in some games, and Levi came up with the save. So we can't go there. You know, that's just not a good enough excuse for the numbers. You know, the goal save above expected. And there's just a lot of numbers that look bad with him. And if we're wondering about the consistent issues, I'm of 100% belief, Joseph, that it's mental with this kid, not physical. The kid has all the tools. He does. He has the body, the frame, like you said. He has the body to be a great goalie. He does. He has like the 6'4" body. He's big. And that's for me one of those things that, you know, on this channel I love to see when it comes to like our players. I like to have a team that's bigger in size, because it's always a secure feeling to know, let's say if you bring in your guy in nets, you got a big goalie coming in. I don't want to have two guys the size of Levi either. But I mean, I can handle it if we get another a Levi 2.0 on the team. So right now, the truth is this year, our only issue really, backup. I think we got our starter. So there's not that pressure, I think, on UPL this year, now that Levi's here and he's playing well. If UPL could just give us good backup goaltending, solid, that we feel good about going to him. He's a 1B, not a 2. A 1B. He's got to be a 1B. That's the thing, I think, with this guy. He can't be a backup, just a backup. Like, okay, we have no choice. We have to put him in nets to rest Evan tonight. No, we want to put him in feeling good about it, feeling good about our chances the minute he's in nets. We'll see this year. We're going to see a lot, I think, this year, because I'm of the belief that, guys, that it's not going to be Comrie. I'm still of the belief it's going to be UPL, because I think Adams has it in his head that UPL is our guy with Devin Levi. It's just my thoughts on that. So anyway, Joseph, good idea, good topic, because you're right. We kind of give up sometimes a little too easy as fans. I'm guilty of it too. Really, I am. And I want to see this. I want to see this guy do well. I do. I want to see. This is why I'm saying give him the next 2 games. I don't care if we lose. Give him the next 2 games. Put him in. Let's see if he thrives. You know. Let's see if he really takes it and says, "Oh, God, I got to make this team now." I want to see that desperation. We'll see. I just don't know. I don't know what to think going in. Really, in my heart, I hope he doesn't. I really do. All right, guys. Done. I've yacked enough on this one. See you in the nightcap.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.